Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Gouwan Martin, and I wanted to make this video because a lot of people, a lot of my friends around the internet and everything have been wanting my take on the Zimmerman trial because I'm a black conservative. I identify myself as being a black conservative, and I'm not ashamed of it. I'm actually proud of it. And people wanted to know what I thought about it. So instead of sending out several different emails and speaking about it 5 different times, I decided to make this video just to let you know where I stand on the issue. Um, because I'm a conservative, people seem to think that I should fall in line with whatever Fox News is saying. Um, I think that if you look at Fox News, it just seems to me that the people on Fox News are really biased towards Zimmerman, just a little bit too much, I think. And I think the reason, it's a really bad reason, is because in the beginning, the networks like MSNBC News and CBS, they seem to have politicized it a little bit too much. And I think that because Fox News and the conservative movement is the political opposite of MSNBC News and the liberal media, that they felt like that they should be on Zimmerman's side, and it seems like everyone is just making excuses about what happened. The reality of it all is that nobody knows what happens. Nobody who is commenting on this trial really knows exactly what happened. There's only two people that really know what happened, and one of them is dead. Okay, so let's let everyone just keep that in mind. All we have is the story of George Zimmerman, and if you ask me, if you believe everything that George Zimmerman said happened from start to finish, then he should be acquitted. And I think that he should be a free man. However, if you can look at his story and you can find holes in his story, then I think that he should be convicted of at least manslaughter. And I say that, there are people who have said to me that because I'm a black man, that I'm automatically supposed to be for Trayvon Martin, and others have said because my last name is Martin and I'm black, I must be related to him. Let me dispel the rumors. Okay, not related. Even though we have the same last name, I'm not related to Trayvon Martin. I'm not related to Tracy Martin or anybody that I know about. Maybe we have came from the same plantation. I have no idea, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm not related to them at all. I don't know them. I don't have any relatives to my knowledge in Florida at all. And because I'm black, you know, I don't think so. I'm not a big fan of Al Sharpton or Jesse Jackson. I disagree with both those individuals on so many different levels. It's not even funny. So what I'm doing is I am looking at the law in Florida, and I am applying the law to the case as if I was on a jury. Okay? You know, let me just say this. First of all, just by me listening to the 911 tapes and everything, and just listening to everybody's testimony, and looking at George Zimmerman on Sean Hannity, and listening to him talk to other people, I think that he lacks good sound judgment. I think he's an idiot, and I think he made a huge mistake. But is what he did a crime? I really don't know. It really depends on how the jury looks at it. It really depends on how the jury interprets what happened. Okay, they say the burden of proof is on the prosecution. That's true. However, the prosecution doesn't have to prove that George Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin, because George Zimmerman did kill him, and he said so himself. So the only thing that's left on the table is the issue of self-defense. And what I did is I looked at the law. I went and looked up Florida law and the laws of self-defense, and I found that there were 5 principles of self-defense. Okay, in order for the prosecution to win, in this case, they have to prove that one of those principles of self-defense is false in this case. And I'm going to tell you what they are. Number one is innocence. Innocence is the notion that a person who initiates a conflict should not later be permitted to justify use of force as self-defense. Okay, this is iffy in this case. We really don't know exactly who started the fight. All we have is the testimony of George Zimmerman. Zimmerman said that he got sucker punched. Okay, nobody else can really testify of who actually started the fight, so that's kind of shaky. Okay, then there's imminence. You can defend yourself with force against a threat or danger happening right now. In other words, you can't say that I think in the future that this person is going to kill me, so I'm just going to go ahead and get it over with. I'm going to kill him before he kills me. You can't do that. I don't think that really applies. That's really not really applicable in this particular case, but I just wanted to say that's in there. And the other one is imminence. You can defend yourself with force only against a threat or danger. Actually, we already talked about that. We're going to move on to proportionality, which is another aspect of the law. It says the degree of force you may use in self-defense must be proportional to the degree of force you were threatened with. And I think in the Zimmerman case, I think we have an issue here, because if you look at, the fact that he has injuries, to me, really doesn't say that, okay, just because the guy has injuries, it means that he should kill somebody. No, the medical examiner in this case said, or the people who looked at George Zimmerman, all of them said that his injuries were minor, and it's really not consistent with being hit 25 or 30 times like he said that he was hit. And he had his head probably was coming in contact with the concrete, but to be slammed 30 or 40 times in the head on concrete, I think he's embellishing a little bit. So I believe he has a problem with proportionality. And the next one I want to talk about is avoidance. The notion that you should not use force in self-defense if you can avoid the need to do so by using a safe avenue of a retreat. He should have stayed in his car. Why did he have to get out the car? He knew the police was coming. Why in the world did he have to get out the car, period, whether he was following him or not? Why did he have to get out of the car? The fact that he got out the car means that he wasn't scared. I think that he got out the car because he had a gun, and he probably felt like if anything jumped off, he can protect himself. He can defend himself. That's where I think his mindset was. He wasn't scared at all. So I think he has an issue with that, and I believe the prosecution can prove that he was able to avoid it. Even during the struggle, okay, this guy knew mixed martial arts, okay, and everyone who knows mixed martial arts knows that simply a person being on their back does not render them defenseless. It doesn't mean that you're defenseless. In fact, that if you are on your back, that is more of a dominant position. Those who don't really understand mixed martial arts or have never had that type of training really don't understand that. It kind of goes over that person's head a little bit. But, me, I was a drill sergeant in the Army, and one of the things that we teach in the Army is combatives or unarmed combat. Okay, and unarmed combat takes different aspects of mixed martial arts and judo and karate and mixes them all together so we can teach soldiers how to defend themselves in the event that you don't have a weapon. So, and one of the things that we teach is the straddle, and that you can, even though someone, well, it actually depends on how far up the body you are straddling. If you are close to the person's armpits, you're able to control them better if you're on top. If you're not, then you really don't have that much control at all. And the facts in this case is that George Zimmerman stated that he shot Trayvon Martin while he was still straddling him. That tells me that his arms is free, and he had the ability to, if there were punches rained down on him, he had the ability to protect himself. If he has the ability to reach down and pull out his gun and shoot, then he also has the ability to reach up and protect himself. So I think he has a real problem with avoidance. Trayvon didn't have to die. He could have got control of him and maybe drew his gun and pointed at him and said, "Look, man, if you don't stop doing this, then I'm gonna shoot you." I think had he done that, then the whole incident, the death of Trayvon would have been avoided. And then, the last one I'm talking about is reasonableness, the catch-all principle, notion that your perceptions and conduct in self-defense were those of a reasonable, prudent person under the same or similar circumstances. Again, if that was me, if I was in George Zimmerman's position, then I probably would have tried everything I could to not kill him. I probably would. I don't think that he did that. If it was me, in my mind, the police are already coming. There was witnesses out there that saw the whole thing, 911. I didn't have to kill him. So I think that George has a problem with that as well. But again, it's really up to the jury to decide, and not me. I'm not on the jury. If I was on the jury, then I'll probably be looking to convict him of at least manslaughter. So let me know what your thoughts are. And those of you who are looking at this video, let me know what you think. All right? I'll talk to you later.